Hello, welcome to another episode of EPMS Tech Talk. I'm Chris Costa.
And I'm Joanne, LaFlamme.
So what should we cover tonight?
Well, I think we've done the first two groups in system settings, so I thought we could cover perhaps a third group.
Okay, that makes sense.
All right.
Okay, so I've got shop standards open. So I'm just going to click, we'll go right into File, our system settings. And the third group here, as it's outlined in our help manual online, is this upper right hand quadrant. So we'll just take these one by one and kind of come through. Okay. So the first one, it talks about auto displaying component due dates every time a component is saved. Basically what that's going to allow you to do is every time you create an order and save each individual component, you can have another screen pop up that will let the user select component due dates that may be different from the order due dates. Okay. May not be necessary. If it's not necessary, you can leave the option unchecked.
Okay.
If it is, of course, you can just select it. Okay. The next one, use hold on the create of the order only, as opposed, and allow the edit of an order. So what that's talking about is you can let the system go through a credit check, but lock it down so that it only does it on the create of an order. In other words, if you create an order and are prompted that the order should be on hold, maybe you want a supervisor to come in and override that. You don't want to have the users, if they have to go in and edit the order, come up with that same prompt. Okay. So this option basically says use the hold on just the create of the order, not the edit of the order.
Okay, that makes sense.
Okay. Next one, require at least one component when you're creating an order or an estimate. In other words, you can't just put customer information. You have to at least have one component for each of the estimates or orders.
And that's before it will let you save it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. Okay. Some people will allow just the guts of the order, maybe just the customer, the shipping, stuff like that, and maybe won't require a component.
Okay.
Okay, so it's an either or there.
Okay.
Okay. Update customer details when copying a job. So when you copy a job, do you want the customer details to be automatically updated with the most current information?
Okay.
Okay, pretty straightforward there, yes or no. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Combine common materials on requisition. So if you've got, let's say, 3 components to a job, and you've got the same material in a couple different components, you create a requisition, you can have those materials combined so it prints one requisition instead of multiple. Okay. So, if you're going to use 1,000 in component 1, 500 in component 2, the requisition will be for 1,500.
Instead of 1 for 1,000 and 1 for 500.
Yeah, except for...
Okay.
Yep. Okay. The next 5 of these we'll kind of take together as a series. Okay, they're basically various prompts when you copy a job. Okay. For example, prompt to have the job instructions copied. It's basically a series of prompts that when you copy a job, the user can see and decide whether or not they want to copy this information forward into the next job.
Okay. Now, so when they get that list, they can either check it off or uncheck it for that particular job.
Correct.
Can I set a default so that it will either come up by default checked or unchecked?
Yes. Yeah. Okay. When you first copy the job, okay, you'll get a copy job prompt screen. Okay, that'll have 8 or 9 or so options in it. Okay, these prompts are going to be part of that screen. On that screen, you can check them how you want them to be set as defaults. And then there'll be a Save Defaults button that you can lock them in that way. Okay.
Now, if I don't want it prompt and I uncheck it, does that gray it out on that screen?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. And that's basically your way of making it so the user doesn't have the choice.
Okay.
Okay. And some of these you may not want to. For example, prompt for reload of the template. You may not want to give them that choice.
Right.
So you can just take that option right away from them.
Okay. Makes sense.
Okay. Okay. I will talk about this one here. Prompt to write order changes back to the estimate. This is one we probably should mention specifically. When you copy the job, you can have the option whether or not you want to write those changes back to the estimate. Again, it's a prompt whether you want to give the user the ability to do that, but that is one that you may not want the user to have that right.
Okay.
Okay, so that's one specifically. Okay. Next, alert the user when there's production comments. So if you copy a job and the job that you're copying has production comments, you may want the user to look at those before, before copying to the new job. So
Okay.
just a prompt that you can have them
Sounds like a good one to check.
alerted. Yes. Yep. Yeah, I would think you'd want them to see those. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And then the last one we'll talk about tonight is use the estimate job number sort when copying. Basically what that's going to do is when you copy an estimate or an order, when the list box in estimating order entry refreshes and shows the list of jobs or estimates, it'll descend based on the job number sort, so that your job that you just made will automatically show at the top.
Okay. And that would be if I had sorted it by customer name or
Exactly.
date or something
If you've got
else.
a different sort, right, it'll at least give you that job number right at the top.
Okay, great.
Okay.
Thank you.
Any questions? Any of those others you want to look at more specifically?
No, I think that answers my question. Thank
That's
you.
good. Okay, you're welcome. Well, this was another episode of EPMS Tech Talk. I'm Chris Costa.
And I'm Joanne LaFlamme.
Thanks, and please look forward to more to come.